Good morning from Ålesund. It looks a bit grey and rainy again, but that's not a problem. So we're going to go for breakfast. It's about 8 o'clock. We're going to go for breakfast and then we are going to head out for a little stroll around the town. Yeah, so I think we're going to go to one of the main dining rooms again. Try a different one to yesterday, because there are quite a few on board, so it's always good to try a different one. And yeah, and then we'll go out for a little stroll. As we got off the ship, there was a selection of stalls, including a hop-on, hop-off bus and the trolley train for options of what we could do for our short time in Ålesund. We decided to do the trolley train, or noddy train as some people call it, as we hadn't tried one before. We purchased our tickets at the ticket booth and then had roughly a 20-minute wait for the trolley train. The tour itself is roughly an hour and a half round trip, so it was perfectly timed for us to be back on board. And we weren't the only ship in port that day. We had a Holland America line ship in, but the port didn't feel overly busy, so it was really good. So let's go and explore Ålesund.
Fjords is Ålesund's oldest dining spot and is one of Norway's most famous lookout points. From here, you can walk 418 steps down the stairs to the city park.
To the trolley. It's so cute.
Yeah. Have you ever got on it?
Yeah.
During World War II, the Germans constructed considerable fortifications inside the mountain at Ålesund. Cannons, observation posts, a communications centre and an armoury could all be found here. Inside the mountain, there were barracks, a kitchen and a supply depot for the soldiers. On the right, you can see the park once again. Straight ahead is a maple tree, which bears the name the palm, or the tree of knowledge. During the war, this was a regular meeting spot to hear news from England. Small notes with information were placed under the tree. Many times it was good news, and this brought faith and hope to the people of Ålesund. The night before the fire, an angel visited him and told him not to be afraid when the fire came. The angel reminded him of the words in the Bible, Psalm 91. As the fire approached the house, Anders stayed inside. All of the surrounding houses burned. The corner house on the left is from 1905 and is a true Art Nouveau hotel with towers and spires. Above the entrance you can see an ornament of a woman's head with flowing hair. On the left is Lurvanvoll Cinema. This was previously the administration building for the Ålesund municipality, complete with police and city manager. To the left is St. Olaf's Place, which is named after St. Olaf. Previously the sea came up to here, but it was reclaimed in the latter half of the 1800s. To the left we have Runeberg Bua. It is built in the Art Nouveau style and has human faces above the entrance and in the gables. Islands. Up ahead on the left, you can see two houses with beautiful facades of natural stone. The first one is the Art Centre Q, and the other one is the Art Nouveau Centre. Here you can experience old interiors, exhibits and a collection of Norwegian Art Nouveau design. The building previously housed the Swan Pharmacy, of which the swan above the entrance is a reminder. The building was the first one in Ålesund to be listed for preservation, including its interior. Now in Apothekergata, Pharmacist Street, which got its name from the Swan Pharmacy. On the left is the Salvation Army, where the fire of 1904 was announced. Down the street are many Art Nouveau houses with towers, spires, terraces, decorations and ornaments. The houses on the right used to be warehouses, where the fish were brought in. Today, these houses have been restored and converted into offices, restaurants, hotels, shops and apartments. 1864. Back then, Latin and Greek were taught at the school, thus the name. Today there's a secondary school in the buildings, which were quickly rebuilt after the fire.
Right, as well do forward whilst we can. Oh wow. Might as well go forward.
Good morning everybody, this is the captain speaking from the bridge, and I do hope that you've had a fantastic evening and or morning ashore here today in Ålesund. Well, currently winds in Ålesund are well in excess of 40 knots as we had expected, and as such we would not have been permitted even to approach the port, let alone to attempt to dock the ship. And so whilst I appreciate that this unusual call today was somewhat unconventional, I do hope that you at least have an opportunity to get off and stretch your legs before our now day and a half passage back to Southampton. Well, shortly we plan to let go the lines and depart the port. We'll thrust the ship off the berth whilst moving ahead, making a large turn to starboard and heading back out into the North Sea. We'll head south tonight at full speed into the North Sea, paralleling the Norwegian coastline south. Weather-wise, we're expecting moderate seas and very strong winds, although the winds will be mostly on the stern, so shouldn't feel quite so strong, the relative wind that is. Enjoy our departure shortly and have a lovely evening on board. Thank you.
Once we got back on board, we headed to the clubhouse for a hot chocolate and to have a read. I did pop out to watch Sail Away briefly, but the heavens opened, so it was back to the warmth of the clubhouse. The clubhouse really is a great place to just sit and watch the world go by. And so I just read my book for a bit and then headed back to my cabin. So I thought I would show you what our room looks like once it's been made up. So every morning I put out the Gone Exploring magnet, really handy as a magnet so they know what's going on, rather than those little, you know, the hook things they used to put on. Really like these, and they just attach to the door on the outside, and then when I come into put my key in, my bed is made up. So pretty. So yeah, bed's made nice and fresh with my pyjamas lovely neatly folded over. And then this is my current view. So we're back in the North Sea now, and my chairs have been moved today. Don't know if my balcony's maybe been cleaned, but yeah, we're back in the North Sea. It's a little bit bumpy, but never mind. So I'm just gonna have a quick nap, I think. Yeah, I think I'm gonna have a quick nap before lunch. Once we left Ålesund, it did get fairly choppy due to the wind and we could feel the ship moving quite a bit. I decided to have a nap, some room service for lunch and just watch a film and read in my cabin as the weather outside really wasn't great. Thankfully, the wind calmed down in the evening and we headed to the Kill and Cow for the second time of the cruise. Spoiler alert, we did go back on the final night as well. The Keel and Cow really is a fantastic addition to P&O's dining options, and whilst it is an additional charge, it's well worth it in our opinion. I think had we tried it on the first night, we would have happily have eaten there all cruise. So we had a really good meal and then some drinks and ready for our final sea day before heading back to Southampton. So thank you very much for watching and I will see you in the next one.